150 milliseconds. That's all it takes for your brain to decide if it's attracted to someone. That's faster than a blink, literally faster than your conscious brain can react. We keep believing love is something mysterious and purely emotional, almost magical. But love isn't just poetry and romantic movies. Scientists have discovered it's actually a complex cocktail of chemicals that's been perfected over millions of years. Welcome to Top 10 Facts Club. Today, we're diving into the biology behind why we fall for certain people, and the surprising ways your hormones, senses, and even your immune system work together to create that magical feeling we call attraction. If you're fascinated by how love really works, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications now. Stick around until the end because fact number 1 will absolutely change how you see every relationship you've ever had. Love science number 10. Your brain on love, the addiction that evolution wants your brain on love. It looks exactly like a brain on cocaine, and evolution meant it that way. When you're falling in love, your brain lights up the same dopamine circuits as a drug addict's. Harvard studies show that just seeing your partner activates the ventral tegmental area, the same pleasure zone cocaine hijacks. fMRI scans even reveal that love-struck brains and drugged-out lab rats are neurologically twins. Why? Because evolution wanted you addicted. Love wasn't designed for romance. It was built to trap you in a pair bond long enough to raise babies. Just ask prairie voles. During mating, they release oxytocin and vasopressin, chemical handcuffs that glue them together for life. Sound familiar? Even long-term couples get dopamine hits from their partners. But like any drug, tolerance sets in. The high fades. That's when oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, kicks in to keep you calm, connected, and committed. Here's the real kicker. Evolution didn't care about your happiness. It cared about your genes. Love is a biological con job, a feel-good trap to make sure you stick around just long enough to reproduce. Addicted yet? Love science number 9. The 0.15-second decision. How your brain judges attraction before you. Your brain decides if someone's hot before you've even blinked. Your conscious mind is the last to know who you're attracted to. Studies with EEG caps show that your brain evaluates facial attractiveness in just 150 milliseconds, faster than you can process what you're seeing. In one study, participants rated symmetrical faces as more attractive, and their brains approved before they even had a chance to think about it. Princeton researchers found this snap judgment also applies to trustworthiness and competence. Your brain makes the call before rational thought kicks in. How does it work? Your prefrontal cortex has 2 key regions: the paracingulate cortex, which recognizes universal beauty standards, and the rostromedial prefrontal cortex, which flags personal preferences. These areas scan faces for symmetry, proportions, and subtle cues like skin health. In a creepy experiment, scientists used these signals to predict who participants would connect with at a speed dating event with surprising accuracy. Your love life is basically a Tinder swipe governed by a 150 millisecond autopilot. Congrats, you're not shallow, just efficiently evolved. Love science number 8. The 3 chemical phases of love. Why passion always fades. Romantic love has an expiration date, and your hormones are the ticking clock. Love isn't just one emotion. It's 3 distinct chemical phases, each with its own hormonal squad. Phase 1, lust, fueled by testosterone and estrogen, pushes you to go find someone. Phase 2, attraction, where dopamine and norepinephrine turn you into an obsessed, sleepless zombie, texting at 3 a.m. Phase 3, attachment, where oxytocin and vasopressin make you happy to binge Netflix together instead of tearing each other's clothes off. The catch? These phases are non-negotiable. A 2012 study tracked couples for decades and found that dopamine dips after 12 to 18 months. This is evolution's plan. Early humans needed passion to pair up quickly, but long-term survival required oxytocin-driven teamwork. Prairie voles show this. After mating, their brains switch from dopamine to oxytocin, trading passion for partnership. Here's the twist. Modern love fights biology. We crave endless phase 2 dopamine, which is why 45% of divorces happen when the spark fades. But couples who lean into phase 3's oxytocin, through cuddling, shared laughter, and trust, often outlast the dopamine junkies. Love isn't a flame. It's a chemical relay race. Evolution's betting you'll pass the baton before you burn out. Love science number 7. Perfect symmetry. The hidden mathematics of an attractive face. Your crush's face is basically a geometry test, and you're failing it on purpose. Attraction isn't random, it's a math equation. Studies show we're hardwired to prefer faces with near-perfect symmetry, a subconscious cue for genetic health. In one experiment, researchers morphed faces to be perfectly symmetrical, and participants rated them as 20% more attractive, even if they couldn't pinpoint why. Your brain isn't admiring beauty. It's calculating ratios like a love song singing Excel spreadsheet. But symmetry isn't just about looks. Asymmetrical features often signal developmental issues, infections, or genetic disorders. Computer models of ancient hominid skulls reveal that symmetry preferences evolved over 2 million years ago as a survival shortcut. Even babies as young as 2 days old stare longer at symmetrical faces, proving this isn't cultural, it's primal. The plot twist? Too perfect is uncanny. Slight imperfections, think crooked smiles or uneven dimples, make faces memorable and unique. Evolution wants Goldilocks symmetry, not too little, not too much. Your type is basically a math problem your ancestors solved to avoid dating a T-Rex. Love science, number 6. Immune system. Romance, how your DNA influences who you want in bed. Forget love at first sight. Your genes might be swiping for you before you even speak. Attraction is happening at the molecular level too. HLA, human leukocyte antigen. Genes are part of your immune system that determine how well your body can fight infections. Wild part? You're subconsciously drawn to people whose HLA genes are different from yours. Why? Evolution wants to create the strongest possible immune systems in future offspring. In a famous Swiss study, women sniffed sweaty t-shirts and overwhelmingly chose the shirts worn by men with dissimilar HLA genes, proving your nose can sense genetic compatibility, even if you don't know it. When couples have two similar HLA profiles, fertility rates drop and miscarriages rise. Modern twist? Birth control disrupts this system, flipping women's HLA preferences and possibly leading them to choose genetically incompatible partners, which may explain why some relationships shift post-pill. Attraction isn't just chemistry, it's immunity engineering. Your DNA might be matchmaking without your permission. Love science, number 5. The powerful science of pheromones. You are being chemically seduced by the silent scent signals. You can't smell your own pheromones, but everyone else can, and they're messing with your love life. While your DNA picks who you should be attracted to, pheromones influence who you actually notice. These invisible airborne chemicals are released through sweat and subtly affect the behavior of people around you. One powerful player, androstenedione, found in male sweat. Studies show it boosts cortisol in women and activates emotional brain regions, even when they aren't aware of it. It's not about conscious attraction. It's about silent biological priming. Here's the kicker. Unlike colognes or perfumes, real pheromones don't have a scent. They're detected by a specialized organ in the nose called the vomeronasal organ. That's why natural scent plays a huge role in chemistry between people. Modern life messes with this. Overpowering scents, hormonal changes, and pollution dull these subtle signals. You might have missed your perfect match because you were wearing Axe body spray. You're not just choosing a partner, they're chemically seducing you, and you didn't even smell it coming. Love science, number 4. The familiarity principle. Why we're attracted to people we initially disliked. Hate at first sight. Give it 20 exposures. Your brain will flip to marry me mode. Science confirms your toxic trait. The more you see someone, hotter they become, even if you swore they were annoying. This is the mere exposure effect, a psychological glitch where familiarity breeds attraction. In a creepy cool experiment, people rated Chinese characters as positive, simply because they'd seen them before. Apply this to humans, and voila, your nemesis becomes your Netflix cuddle buddy. Evolution wired this as a survival hack. Our ancestors couldn't afford to distrust tribe members, so brains evolved to equate frequent exposure with safe bet. Modern proof? Office romances. A 2022 study found coworkers who initially clashed had a 37% higher chance of hooking up after 6 months of shared meetings. Even silent exposure works. Participants who sat near strangers without speaking later rated them as more likable. In a twist, this principle fuels toxic relationships. Abusers use trauma bonding, repeated exposure to kindness and cruelty, to make victims addicted to their presence. Enemies to lovers isn't a trope. It's your brain failing basic math. Familiarity doesn't just breed contempt, it breeds U-Hauls. Love science, number 3. Mirror. Mirror in your brain. How neural mimicry creates deeper connections. Your brain is a copycat, and it's stealing your crush's personality to make you obsessed. Every time you watch your partner laugh, your neurons pirate their joy. Meet mirror neurons, brain cells, that fire when you observe someone else's actions, tricking you into feeling their emotions. fMRI scans show that when couples mimic each other's gestures, their brains sync up like Bluetooth devices, releasing oxytocin, the cuddle hormone. This neural mimicry is why yawns are contagious and why smiling at strangers feels like witchcraft. In a 2021 study, participants who mirrored each other's movements during dates reported 53% stronger attraction. But the dark side? Mirror neurons make breakups literal agony. Watching an ex cry activates your own pain centers, as if you're the one being dumped. Evolution weaponized this for bonding. Early humans survived by reading tribesmates' emotions instantly today. It's why you tear up during Titanic even though you hate Celine Dion. Love is just two brains plagiarizing each other's homework. Thanks. Mirror neurons. You're the ultimate third wheel. Love science number 2. Evolutionary attraction. The surprising traits humans have been seeking for millions of years. Your dating profile is basically a Stone Age grocery list, and evolution wrote it. That type you can't shake? Blame cavemen. Evolution hardwired us to crave partners with symmetrical faces, aka genetic health certificates, and 0.7 waist-to-hip ratios, a fertility billboard. In a brutal 2005 study, men rated hourglass figures as hotter even when starving, proving biology overrides logic. But the wildest trait? Immune system diversity. Women subconsciously sniff out partners with dissimilar HLA genes via pheromones, a trick that ensures kids get a robust mix of disease fighters. Yet modernity screwed this up. Tinder pics can't transmit DNA signals, so we're swiping blindly in a genetic lottery. Here's the kicker. We're still stuck with Stone Age cravings. Men's obsession with youth? Evolution's way of maximizing fertility windows. Women's love for deep voices? Low pitches signal high testosterone, a proxy for strength. Dating apps are just evolution's vending machine. Insert good genes, receive dopamine. Love science number 1. Love's superglue, the 2 hormones that can bond you to another person for life. Romance isn't dead. It's a chemical hostage situation orchestrated by oxytocin. Meet oxytocin and vasopressin, the Bonnie and Clyde of monogamy. Prairie voles, nature's loyal sweethearts, reveal the secret. When they mate, their brains flood with these hormones, creating a chemical handcuff. Humans aren't different couples with high oxytocin levels post-sex report feeling addicted to their partner's smell. A 2012 study tracked new couples and found those who stayed together had oxytocin levels 43% higher than singles. But here's the dark magic. These hormones rewire your brain. Vasopressin amps up territorial aggression. Think jealousy. While oxytocin makes you associate your partner with safety, like a neural comfort blanket. The twist? This bond is literally addictive. fMRI scans show that breakups activate the same brain regions as heroin withdrawal. Evolution's goal? Keep you together long enough to raise a kid. Even if you're miserable, love isn't a choice. It's a hormone heist. Oxytocin didn't make you fall in love. It took you hostage. Love isn't magic. It's a 4-billion-year-old science experiment. From pheromone sniffing to neural mimicry, every flutter in your heart is evolution's calculated move to keep the species alive. Biology wrote the love songs, hormones directed the rom-coms, and your brain? It's just along for the ride. Which fact made you side-eye your partner? Drop a comment below. Was it the pheromone sweats or the oxytocin addiction? Smash that like button if you're now questioning your life choices. And subscribe for more mind-blowing science. Want more juicy brain hacks? Keep watching.